Alright, you guys asked for it and here we are. This is the Realme Book Slim. It is easily Realme's best designed product this year so far, and it performs just as well as it looks. I wouldn't give it points for being original, however, since this looks like just another MacBook clone, but it's a well done MacBook clone, and at Rs 46,999, it just can't get any better.
Hi.
Now we put in a lot of effort into scripting, shooting, editing, and making these videos, and we do it all for you guys. So show us some love and hit that like button, hit that bell icon, and share this video so that it signals the YouTube algorithm to propel our video up top so that a lot many more people can see. Hi, I'm Subhrojit from MySmartPrice, and this is our review of the Realme Book Slim. Let's dive right in. Alright, let's start with the build here. This is Realme's first laptop, but looking at it, there's really no way to guess. It's like Realme has been making laptops for years. It's made out of CNC milled aluminum and it looks super premium, unlike anything you get in that 50K range. Super exquisite. It's uniformly machined with no rough edges, has that smooth anodized finish, and it tapers off to the edges in a wedge shape with a 14.9mm trim at its thinnest. The bezels are razor sharp with a 90% screen to body ratio, and it weighs just 1.3 kgs. For a laptop price 47 grand in India, that's jaw-dropping good. But for all intents and purposes, this looks very identical to the MacBooks. The palm rest, the large trackpad, and especially the keyboard, they're all inspired from Apple. And it does look bad for a brand that ties up with notable designers on one product and copies blindly on another. Oh, and it's not alone in doing so. The Mi Notebook Ultra that launched right around the same time is equally guilty of being a MacBook clone. In fact, these two are more alike than they would like to admit. I'll come to that bit in my review of the Mi Notebook a few days after, so hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. But for you, the buyer though, getting a MacBook clone for half the price is probably the best thing that could have happened after India winning the Olympic gold in athletics this year. Okay, ye kuch zyada hi ho gaya. But point being, this is a premium offering any way you look at it. It has no business being this cheap. Now the cherry on top is this gorgeous 14-inch 2K display that goes almost 180 degrees. Now this is what got all that hype started. It's a 3:2 display, which means you have more real estate to work with. And there's twice as many pixels as you would normally get at this price. It's a win-win any way you look at it. Typically, OEMs have to compromise hard on the display quality to crank up the performance in the budget segment. But Realme had to make a statement out here, and getting a high definition display is probably one of the best ways to do it. The display is what you're going to look at the most when using the laptop, and this one's pretty good. High definition wallpapers just pop out on this panel, and the thin bezels make them look extremely immersive. When placed side by side with a 1080p screen, it looks miles better. Watching movies, reading articles, this one's made for it. The taller aspect ratio means you can see more of a spreadsheet on the screen or cram a few more lines of text of that article that you're reading. And the Harman Kardon speakers on this one make it perfect for watching movies and shows. It's loud enough to be audible with the ceiling fan on, and it sounds clean with excellent stereo separation and zero distortions. You won't need headphones to listen to music or watch movies on this one.
Fold 3 is guaranteed to last at least up to 200,000 or 2 lakh unfolding and folding mechanisms.
But the problem starts when you're post-processing your photos, editing videos, or doing anything remotely creative, because the calibration is way off. I could tell by keeping the MacBook Pro and the Asus ExpertBook B9 side by side and playing a few videos. I noticed the panel's output is totally different from what I could see on the others. Now I don't have the right tools to see just how off the tuning of the display is, but you can wait for Digit's review for a detailed calibration analysis that should be dropping soon. Now truth be told, this is something you're going to be seeing if you have a trained eye or if you have a color calibrated monitor near you. But for everyday use, this is a gorgeous display any way you look at it. Next up, the keyboard. The flat keycaps won't guarantee the highest accuracy, but it's easy to get used to. These are plastic keys that are almost flush to the chassis, and there's not as much travel and feedback as you would want. Funnily enough, while trying to copy the MacBook aesthetics, Realme also copied the MacBook keyboard, which, as many suffering users will vouch for, isn't the best. Things to note is that the arrow keys are fused together and the home and page up, page down keys are missing in action. So for someone who edits text for a living, I sorely miss them. But you do get a fingerprint sensor embedded power button that's isolated from the main keyboard, so no accidental shutdowns on this one. And the last thing, there are 2 levels of white backlight on this, so you can type on the laptop in a flight or while your roommate is sleeping. Again, these are things that you don't usually see in laptops under 50,000. The trackpad on this one is huge and it's intelligently built so it doesn't come in the way of typing, and you do get a lot more coverage area for pointing and tracking. And even though the entire area is clickable, it didn't rattle at all during my time of usage, which bodes well for long-term use. So far what we have here is a laptop that looks premium, packs a display that's typically found in laptops well over the lakh, and offers a brilliant multimedia experience. But this one doesn't dare to go all the way in being a full-fledged ultrabook. The Realme Book tops out with an 11th Gen Intel Core i5 1135G7 processor that's around 15 grand more expensive than the Core i3 1115G4 variant that we are reviewing here. This one comes with 8 gigs of LPDDR4 RAM and 256 GB of NVMe storage. The Core i3 is configured with 28 watt TDP and has just 2 cores and 4 threads to do all the work. So it's clearly not meant for heavy lifting, but for your normal everyday usage, it works just fine. It wakes up in less than a second from sleep, apps launch in an instant, and during my time of usage, I didn't notice any slowdowns or unnatural loading times. Of course, I didn't expect it to run games or creative apps like Premiere Pro, but photo editing apps like Lightroom Classic and Photoshop worked smoothly enough. That's because the single core performance is pretty good. The Core i3 on the Realme Book performs better than the Ryzen 5 5500U on single core tests, but gets beaten by the Redmi Book 15 Pro's Core i5 on all the tests. The software experience on the Realme Book Slim is plain vanilla. Unlike its phones, there's no third-party app, no antivirus software that comes pre-installed on this one, not even an app for fan control. Speaking of which, the Realme Book Slim stays surprisingly cool. It's perfectly fine to use it on your lap, and at no point did the laptop become too hot to handle. Opening it up, you can see 2 fans on either side fed by a single heat pipe, and they operate in near silence. You can expand the storage by swapping out the SSD with higher capacity or even upgrade the Wi-Fi chip, but the RAM itself is soldered to the board and there's no way to touch it. Lastly, the battery life. Realme promises 11 hours of local video playback from the 56 watt-hour battery, but that's not much of a realistic metric. Realistically, you're looking at a 5, maximum 6 hours of active usage on a single charge, which is still super impressive for this price. But that's not all. The bundled 65 watt charger is almost as compact as the company's Dart chargers for smartphones, making it all the more portable. And the newly introduced 30 watt power bank by Realme can also be used to charge the laptop on the go. It uses one of the 2 USB-C ports to charge, and there's another USB port, all of them the USB 3 standard. The Core i5 variant even gets a Thunderbolt 4 port for high-speed data transfers that's not present in this Core i3 variant. So summing up, the Realme Book Slim is a fantastic first attempt at making a laptop. I've already called this Realme's best designed product this year in my first impressions article, and I'll add that it not only looks great, it also performs as it's meant to. There's no glaring fault or niggling compromises that would otherwise sour a very good deal that you get here. The Core i3 variant is the real disruptor. With a 2K display, SSD storage, premium build, well, it doesn't really compare to any other laptop that you get in the under 50,000 range. And it's a steal of a deal if you ask me. But don't buy this laptop thinking you're going to be playing games or editing videos on this one. It's meant for regular office use and lots of binge watching that happens in between. So if that's your use case, the Realme Book Slim just hits it out of the park. Thank you so much for watching till the end of this video. That was our review of the Realme Book Slim. Don't forget to leave your comments down below if you have any questions, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I'm Subhrojit. I'm going to be catching you in another video real soon.